Hello and welcome. Today I proudly present you the VC Mini. Let's have a quick look at the front. 3 switches with LEDs above, 2 encoders and the display. And there's lots of stuff you can connect to it. Of course it needs power, but it also has a mini jack for an expression pedal or dual switch. On the side you'll find a MIDI connection, a USB host port, a USB normal port to connect to a computer, and on the other side is a dual MIDI port. The VC Mini has a similar functionality to its big brother, the V controller. It can run the same commands and same stuff, it just has fewer buttons. Let's power it up. You see it actually says V controller because it runs the same firmware. And let's connect it to our first device, which is the Katana. As soon as it connects, you quickly see it reads patches, and I'm able to change patch. That's great. Pressing 2 buttons will actually bank up and down. And then the great feature of the VC Mini is you can actually store 80 extra patches onto the VC Mini. This will really expand the possibilities of your Katana. The next device we're connecting is the ms70cdr. Again, you can see it quickly connects and you're able to change patches and it reads the patch names. Same trick for banking. When I hold the button on the right, it'll go into effect mode, and here I can switch the individual effects on and off of the ms70cdr. Let's move on to our next device, the Roland Gr-55. I need a special cable to connect it to the RRC port. It's a DIN 7 to RRC. Building description is in the building guide. When the cable is inserted, the Gr-55 will connect to the VC Mini. And here you see the same thing. It reads patches, and I'm able to change patches, go bank up and down, and keep holding again the same button on the right, or pressing the encoder. 2 options you have here. You go into assign mode, and here I can find all the assigns of the Gr-55. Not all of them are controllable, but most of them are. And the LEDs above the switches will show the correct color and state of the effect that's controlled. Moving on to the encoders, there are 2 of them. Here I use them to change bank, but they can be programmed to do all sorts of things, so that's really handy. By the way, all the buttons internally and externally are fully programmable. Here it is connected to the Helix. Now, for the Helix you can't connect the normal way, you just have to manually set it. So as soon as I connect, nothing seems to happen. But you can manually make the connection in the menu. And here I show the menu. Go to device settings, then select the Helix, and then move to the enabled and set it to on. And if I now go out of the menu, and I'm a little bit confused, but I can just move on to save and exit. Where is it? There it is. And then the Helix will connect. And now I'm able to move to the Helix, change patch. But as you see, there are no patch names here. It's not possible with the Helix. It's not able to read that information through MIDI. Let's move on to the looper. The VC Mini is able to control the looper of the Helix. And when you press record, there's a bar in the screen of the VC Mini that shows the length of the looper, full looper time. Then once you press play or overdub, a bar with the length of the actual recorded loop is displayed, and the color on the display will show whether you are in overdub or in play mode. Having the looper buttons available on a separate unit is really handy. All the buttons on the Helix itself can be used to change effects or snapshots or patches, and that way you can make great looping songs. I really enjoy using the VC Mini in this way. Looper is also available for other devices like the Kemper and the Axe-FX II, but I'm not able to demonstrate it as I don't own those devices, so I don't have them here. Maybe one day I'll be able to show that on video. Moving on, here's a cable I made with dual MIDI on one side and a single MIDI on the other. This can be used on the VC Mini on both sides because it has two MIDI ports. And I'm connecting the M13, which first reads the scenes, and then I'm able to change scene, and scene is just another word for patch. Also I'm able to switch the effects on and off. And lastly there is the looper, and this looks very familiar. Same bars, same colors, same possibility to move, control the looper on the M13. Which is really handy. Next device is the Roland Gr55. Again, this all looks very familiar. I'm able to change patch, and by pressing dual switches I can bank up and down. Holding the switch on the right will go to parameter mode, and here I can switch on individual parameters on the GR55. Pressing it again will go into assign mode, and I can program certain assigns for the GR55. The VC Mini also supports USB hubs, and I'll just demonstrate that here. I'm connecting a number of devices, the ms70cdr, and after that also the Katana. And through the hub, all these devices can be connected at the same time, and it sees each port as an individual port, so it won't get confused with MIDI channels and everything. It's really handy. So now I have a lot of devices connected. The display is completely full. Pressing the encoder on the left or holding the left button will move from one device to the next. There's a lot more stuff the VC Mini will do, but I'm running out of time. One thing I do need to show you, you can connect the VC Mini to a computer. There's an editor for both Mac and PC with which you can completely program any switch button encoder of the VC Mini. There are a lot of options here. If you want to look at all the commands and all the options that you can set here, you can get a good grip of what the VC Mini can do. If you're interested in a VC Mini, I don't build them in large numbers, I'm not able to do that, but you can build one yourself. There are full building plans on GitHub. The link will be in the description. Here you can find the bill of materials, all the stuff you need to get in order to build one. PCBs you can order from me. Just send me an email on that email address that is shown right here, and I'll provide you with a board. You can have both monochrome or colored RGB backlight displays. And then I just move on to all the building plans and the way I build it, all the wires you need to put inside, the type of female headers I have used, because it's a bit tricky inside. It's pretty full. Also I show you how to connect, a very easy way to connect up the RGB LEDs. And finally you will have to get 3D print an enclosure, and there are links to the STL files that you need for that, and then it will just roll out of the 3D printer. All the information is really there. Also the custom RRC cable I showed is here. On the GitHub page you'll find the schematic, so you can look at all the components and how they're connected. Also, if you look in the hardware file, you can find the enclosure here, or the STLs that you need to 3D print the enclosure. And this brings me to the end of this presentation of the VC Mini. I hope you really enjoyed watching it. It was fun to make this video, and I'm really happy I can finally show all the amazing stuff the VC Mini will do. So I hope one day you will get one and you will build one. Have a great day. Bye bye.